Hello everybody, welcome to this playthrough for Rookie Division in the Silver State Tournament. The video here is sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic. And before we start, do not forget to subscribe to the channel, hit that bell button so you get a notification every time there is a new live stream or a new video. Also, visit golfclashtommy.com for elevation adjustment and also for other Golf Clash related content. And subscribe to patreon.com/golfclashtommy to get the updated text guides. In this playthrough, you will see my shots and my shots only, and I'm going to do my best to give you the best advice on how to crush this course. Have in mind that I will take some aggressive shots. I will also play conservative in some ways. We need to have a mix, otherwise it's going to be tough to deliver a decent score to get ourselves to the weekend round. And also, this playthrough is not based on the clubs I'm having in the playthrough. This is based on lower level rookie clubs. So do not steer yourself blind on what level I have on my clubs. Focus instead on the route that I'm taking and also what I do as adjustments. So let's go. Hole number 1, 10% extra. We're playing with a power 0 ball. 4.5 bar topspin and 2.5 bar side spin to the right. I want to play with the extra mile as the extra miles gives me more distance than the quarterback. So playing with a quarterback and a power 0 ball would make me need to play with at least a power 2 ball to be able to not have to go with overpower. And therefore I choose the extra mile as I'd rather use only a power 0 ball and save my balls that I do value higher. We just want to bounce this ball over there using a 10% over adjustment, so 1-0 in elevation. Second shot, Thorn or the Hornet, depending on which club of those that you feel the most comfortable with. 1 bar backspin or no backspin, doesn't really matter what you're doing, it will work with both. Make sure that you aim for the pin, leaving the ball guideline a little bit short, as once again playing with lower level clubs, we do not have a fully developed ball guideline and therefore we will have to leave it short, otherwise we will come in too hot and then it doesn't matter if we hit the pin or not, we will still gonna bounce out. 10% extra for the second shot as well, so we need to add 1-0, 10%. Then we're going to be close. Second hole, or like hole number 2, we're going to play with a wood club that gives us 4 bars of backspin. I couldn't care less which club that you're using. Use the one that gives you 4 bars backspin and gives you the most comfortable way of adjusting. We're playing it 40% extra, 4-0. And we're going to over adjust that one together with max distance adjustment. 4 bars backspin and we're going for the rough bump. And you may wonder, why do I go for this rough bump so far away from the green? It's because I do want to make sure that we're at least getting a safe birdie. Playing to bounce our ball down there towards the pin is going to be riskier in my opinion with lower level clubs, and therefore we choose the rough bump, but do not forget to adjust for elevation. Hole number 3, we play with a power 1 ball, 4.5 bar topspin and as much side spin to the right possible. And we do want to gain as much distance as possible here without obviously going into the rough or into the sand. 10% extra, and the thing as you can see me doing now is that we're going to adjust the rings and then we're going to push our target up to maximum distance again. And the reason we do that is because we do want to stay away from using overpower, as we do want to give ourselves the most distance possible. You can make it even easier for yourself playing with a power 2 or a power 3 ball instead of the power 1 ball we are playing with. Then obviously the drive is going to be much easier and you're gonna gain more distance. If I didn't say that in the beginning, 10% extra for the drive. Second shot is also 10% extra, and this one is a very inconsistent shot because the fairway there is very bumpy and it's very hard to get the ball to do what you want, or at least what you expect it to do. So we're going to line up using a couple of bars of side spin and a couple of bars of backspin, and the reason I say a couple of bars, it's because here you can be innovative. You can innovative. Here you can be be just changing around a little bit and choose the adjustment that works the best for you. You're still going to make a birdie as the green is very big, and you're still gonna have a putt. Very few obstacles here as well. And as I said, 10% extra even for the second shot. Hole number 4, you're going to play with a power 0 ball, a marlin or a basic ball, and you're going to play with a lower level sniper or a viper. Make sure with the viper, as it doesn't have that good ball guideline as the sniper, as you use at least 1.5 bar backspin, even though this ball guideline shows us that we are going to go short. But the ball guideline does fool us because it's not fully developed. So, and therefore, I'm going to go long, as you will see on my adjustment. 10% extra here, and we're going to play this shot in the minimum distance of our club. Get the ball to be perfect, and as you can see here, we're coming in nicely, but way too hot here, and even if we're going straight at the hole, we would be having a hard time getting that ball to drop. So make sure that you're using at least 1.5 bar to 2 bars of backspin when you're approaching the rough bump on hole number 4. Hole number 5, here we're once again playing with a marlin ball, and you may wonder, can't I use a more power ball and try to go for green? Yes, you can, but in this way I don't want to have that as a main option, as we want to focus on lower level club, and this is a drive that even an extra mile level 1 can do, and a power 0 ball is something that you should be having in your bag to be able to play with. And we do want this ball to just bounce on the fairway over the rough, and to give ourselves a way of just rolling out on the fairway here. It doesn't really matter if I clip the rough or not, I just want to get it over there without getting into the sand. 10% extra for the drive. Second shot here is going to be a full backspin shot here, and the reason I do that is that I do need, but I do want the ball to have its first bounce on the green. Because I do not really feel that the fairway is that reliable when we're bouncing towards the pin, especially when we're not having that good ball guideline. So therefore I choose a max backspin shot, and the thing that I want you to remember is to play with a 20% extra elevation. Very important, as you can see here, that the fairway is definitely on a lower point than where we are shooting from. And that means that the ball is going to be affected more by the wind, and then we need to compensate for that. Hole number 6, and we're going to play on the left hand side, and I'm going to choose a katana in the end, as basically for the same reason as on all the par 5s where we do need distance. Like, we don't want to play with a power 3 ball if we not absolutely have to. Then a power 2 ball is a good option, as katana is something you can get in free chest, it's something you can get in silver and gold chest, but also something that you, if you want to invest money, you can buy the tournament package where you then can get a bunch of katanas. So the thing that I do is that I go with 4.5 bar topspin and as much side spin to the right possible. Adjust my rings, then I push up my target into max distance. Then I go with a little bit of curl to the right. And do not forget, once again, 10% extra elevation, 1-0, and then you're gonna be fine. Second shot is going to be a rough bump, and you might be tired of rough bumps already, but this rough bump is actually a must. You can see how short this pin stands on green, as if you're trying to approach the green directly, you will notice that you will not have any club, and I mean any club in your bag, that will get the ball to stop and roll back towards the pin. Which means that if you're just going to play it for the eagle, you use a guardian, max backspin, land it on the green and take the putt for eagle. But if you're gonna go for the albatross, or at least give yourself a little chance for the albatross, you're going to go for the rough bump. All from half a bar to no bars of top or backspin, and then aim for the pin, and with no elevation. Hole number 7 here, par 3, last par 3, and we're going to over adjust 10%. Once again, I'm playing with a power 0 ball, but here the club choice is super important. The Goliath will give you distance, which the Backbone or the Saturn won't. So if you do not play with the Goliath, then you're going to have a problem. Use a Goliath level 1. That's better than playing with the backbone level 5. We go for the rough bump, 2 bars of backspin, aim for the pin, and over adjust 10%. I think once again, I can't stress that enough, choose the Goliath even though it's in a lower level, as it gives you distance, and that's something that we do need, as any other options on hold 7 is still going to be as tough as it is to go for the rough bump. The only difference is that the rough bump gives you a very good chance for the hole in one compared to all other options on hole number 7. Hole number 8, power 1 ball, side spin 2. So max side spin left, 4.5 bars and 4.5 bar top spin. And we're going to try to get this ball to bounce on the fairway, into the rough, and then to roll out on the other fairway. And the reason we do that, it's because we do want to feel that we do not need to get the ball to bounce as close to the water with the first bounce. And then we're going to get a more consistent type of driving distance. Getting it over there, and as you can see, I used a little bit of curl to the left, and that's something that I would like you to apply. 10% extra also for the for the first shot. Second shot, nothing extra, and we're going to play with 1 bar backspin, and we're going to aim for the pin. I would like for you to get the ball to bounce on the fairway instead of getting the ball to have its first bounce on the green. Reason being is like we have a more flat and consistent first bounce on the fairway, and therefore we will in that case have a better chance getting the ball to drop from distance. Very important though to hit the ball perfect. That's always going to be super important. So perfect shot, get the ball to bounce, and getting it in here for an eagle. Good chance for an eagle here on hole number 8. Last but not least, we're going to play hole number 9, the toughest hole in this tournament by far, almost 700 yards, and we're going to start with 4.5 bar topspin, or let's say like this, use as much topspin that you have on your driver. Doesn't have to be 4.5, it can be 8, I don't care. Use as much as you can. And then use the side spin to the right as well, and you over adjust 10%. The thing that we do want have here is to get the ball to bounce, and then to go over here on the fairway, and then to roll as far as possible. For the second shot now, we need a club with distance. It could be a Cataclysm, it could be a Big Dog, it could be a Horizon, doesn't really matter. We just want to have the distance so we do not have to overpower the second shot. 1.5 bar topspin and 3.5 bar side spin to the right, and you can see here we are so far away from the green that there is no possibility whatsoever to reach for the green in 2. So we need to play smart here. We need to lay up to at least give ourselves an opportunity from distance to get the eagle. And this is a par 5 that in my book it kind of plays like a par 6, as you know, the birdie will be the general score on this very tough par 5. Third shot here, and we're going to go with the thorn. That's the wrong choice of club. The hornet would be better, as it would give you a little bit of topspin, or like a little bit more topspin than just 1 bar. When I notice that I do not have the topspin, I cannot go for the rough bump, so I back up, and I'm going to play my my shot with a bounce on the fairway over the rough and the sand, bounce before the fringe there, and then roll towards the pin for a possible eagle. Not something that I expect to drop, but I definitely hope to see that drop at some point, and we're lucky enough to get it in now. Elevation for hole number 9 is 10% for the drive, nothing for second shot, and nothing for third shot. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching this playthrough for Rookie Division. Make sure that if you have any questions, you can use the comment section down below. All the elevation adjustment and all other content for the Silver State Tournament or any other tour you can find on golfclashtommy.com. Free website, go in there, check it out. Also subscribe to patreon.com/golfclashtommy to get the updated text guides. Video is sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic. Thank you so much for watching, and good luck in the Silver State Tournament.